I feel very fortunate to be working at the National Film Board, but never as much as when I'm traveling and people are showing us how much they appreciate our films. I've been working in the animation studio, French animation studio, for close to 25 years now, and you know, every new project, every film, and any new meeting with a new director is always a new adventure. So that has been a lot of fun, and it's always a learning experience. But the fact that that we're able to present our films in festivals such as this one makes us, you know, we get feedback, and it tells us how important this is for Canadian culture, but also having a view of international culture through Canadian eyes. So I feel very lucky to be able to be part of that at the NFB. It's an interesting question because I'm not an animator myself. I cannot draw. But I went to the Conservatoire d'Art Dramatique, so I'm actually had an education in as an actor. And when I started working at the film board, I was an assistant in documentary, and somebody told me, you should go and see what's happening at the animation studio because you'd be a good associate producer. And when I got there, I understood that what animators were doing in animation was playing all the roles. So they all had like an actor sense to what they were doing. And they were also the writer of their own story, because everything we do are author-based animation or even author-based documentaries. That's what we do at the film board. So the link between acting and working with animators was very close. And for many, many years, I was an associate producer and then became a producer. But it was just a learning experience for me because I did not know the technique. I did not know how animation worked. And I just learned with the best in the world, the best animators. And for many years, I would say that I was an imposter because I came from theater. And after a while, from imposter, I became an expert. And now I have to say that I'm an animation producer, and I have to say that I'm kind of an expert in that field. We're very fortunate at the film board because we have many projects going on at the same time. Most of the filmmakers come at the film board and do their project at the film board. And having, usually in the studio, we have 10 to 20, 25 projects going on at the same time. Different techniques, different filmmakers, but all working at the same time. Some are in development, some are in production, some are in pre-production. And the fact that they can actually talk together and exchange on their craft, and having somebody like Claude Cloutier, as you mentioned, he's a very, very well-learned craftsman because he does all of his drawing in ink, in Chinese ink. So he paints ink, and but he's very learned also on how to create good movements for the characters, how to incorporate the background and the forward characters. So we like to call it the NFB experience. So it's kind of a big studio where there are many projects going on with different techniques, but the different artists can pollinate themselves and learn from each other. And I think that's a very unique place in the world where you can actually do that. For many years, it was a concern from the NFB and from the general film community in Canada that women should be included in more of the more of the cinematic jobs, and especially the director's jobs and the writing jobs, and also directors of photography and things like that. So in the book, Severiniu talks about Challenge for Change and all the fact that there was a studio that came out of that called Studio D for women. And I would say that right now at the film board, within the projects and also within the staff of the producing staff and the marketing staff, I think there are more women than men in the whole organization, because there was a very big emphasis on parity, and I think it should not be otherwise. There are still some areas where women are not prominent, like music composition and a bit of the technical work, but we try to get the most, and we're very alarmed and very acute on trying to get mixed racial and mixed women and men teams around films, and also Native people. So we have a lot of work still to do with Native people, especially for French Canada, but we're working on that. And I think the NFB is setting an example for Canadian cinema, and hopefully for international cinema, that we get more parity and more diversity within our production teams. Yes. So we do, every year, we involve 1 or 2 international co-production in our studio. At the NFB, there are always a couple of dozen of international co-production. We are a publicly funded production and distribution company. This is what the NFB is, but it's funded by Canadians. So whenever we involve a co-production, it is because we think it also involve an emulation from a filmmaker, a director, an author, a musician that will bring something to Canadian creators and to the Canadian production. So whenever we do a co-production, we actually take usually a minority space within the budget, just so it stays within the other country, but we will contribute to this co-production. We're not a funding company, we're a production company, so we get involved in the contents, in the technique, and we're involved throughout the whole co-production process. So, and we work with very high-level directors such as Georges FICBUEU and Andreas Ikade, Michel and Yuri Kranot, Vladimir Leshyov, from different countries, because we think that we can learn from these directors, and that we have something to bring to this co-production. So that's why we get involved in them. Yes, actually, we lost Jacques Drouin. I think it was 10 days ago, and Jacques has quite an interesting story. I would say about 40 years ago, when Norman McLaren was at the head of the animation studio, he invited Alexander Alexiev and Claire Parker to come to the NFB to do a workshop to show how the pin screen was working. I think it was more than 50 years ago. And so they brought their own pin screen, and they showed some animators out that would work. And McLaren thought it was like a very interesting instrument, and he had the engineer from the film board build a pin screen. And a pin screen is like this big. It has 250,000 pins, and you have to sculpt images by pushing the pins. And you also have to draw from both sides, so because the pins are, and then you click, and then you redo another picture, and then you click, and then you push it back. And Jacques, who was an animator but was also an editor, got very interested by this piece and asked McLaren if he could start doing work on the pin screen. And it's very time consuming, so he did a couple of films, one of which is called Le Paysagiste, that will be shown in one of the programs. And it's just a masterpiece. And then Jacques went on and did a couple of films. And he was on staff at that time as a filmmaker with other filmmakers, because we used to have filmmakers on staff. And he was always very generous with, to help people out to edit their stuff. And he had the mind of animation takes time and you have to think about it. And he was a great mind, a great filmmaker. He loved all kinds of films and was always ready to help other people. I was very fortunate to produce his last film at the NFP called Imprint. And even though Jacques had tried all kinds of things on the pin screen, he kind of revolutionized the way to do the pin screen. So he would, instead of drawing on the pin screen, he would sculpt different things and then just imprint them and then use them and do all kinds of different techniques, and also took the pin screen and turned it and filmed how it was turned. And he did all kinds of new things. Even though he had tried all kinds of things, he was still experimenting with the medium. And I think that's what is left from Jacques' memory, is that always wanting to push the medium, the storytelling, the narrative of a film, and even an instrument that he worked on for 30 years, was always ready to give new tricks and try new stuff. So I think that Jacques was a great innovator and just an all-around good filmmaker, great filmmaker. That's a very interesting question. It's like asking me, where is the world going? I truly believe that artists, creators always have new ideas, and my job is to be open to them. And the film boards always say we should be doing what nobody else can. So we're always trying to innovate, always trying to work with new tools, and listen to what artists and because I think, as Norman McLuhan would say, and this is out of context, of course, but he said the medium is the message. I truly believe that whenever we make a film in animation, there is the narrative, but there is also which tool will you work on to best make this narrative concrete, and I think that's what we've been doing. So to answer your question in a nutshell, anything can happen. I believe in VR, even though I don't like to have glasses on, but I believe that 360 3D is wonderful. At the same time, I hope that we'll continue to go in a cinema. This week, I've been to the cinema 4 or 5 times, and here in Bui, and for me, it's like, wow, this is the feeling of sharing, the same experience. So hopefully we'll continue and try to push the medium as much as possible. I'm amazed about your programming. It's very easy when you come from outside. I did not know anything about Galicians, and I'd never been here, and I come to this wonderful fishing village, and then I go into a cinema and I see this tight programming, and I look around and there are people that are 20, 30, 50, 60, 70-year-old, and they're enjoying, hard and harsh subject in short films. And I think this is really great programming to bring the world within short films, because it's not it's kind of unusual. You will not open Netflix to see a short, but people do line up here, go to the cinema, will look at 4, 5, 6 shorts, and have like 6 different experiences, and then they can argue about it and say, I did not like this film. You didn't, and then talk about it, and I think that's what sharing cinema is all about. So, I think your formula is great. I'm so lucky because I believe in short films and I believe in animation films, and you're showing them here. And I want to come back here every year, basically, because the programming is very experimental, but I would say experiential. Yeah, as it's an experience to come to the cinema at the FICBUEU festival. So people are doing a good job here, and actually the public is following you. So good job.